we're gonna get started. Uh, Good morning, everyone. It's bright and early here in Dublin. I don't know if everyone's on the same time zone or not, but for us it is morning. So we're gonna go through today. I'm gonna talk about the European Master in Law, Data and Artificial Intelligence. And as you can see on the screen, the course code is DC625. My name is Julie Trobich and I'm the project officer for the program. So I look after the administrative coordination for the program, make sure staff, universities, and students are happy, satisfied, and that there is no issues in running the program. So I'm the one looking after that, and I'm the one that's generally in charge of doing all the promotion. So people generally see me in webinars and various information sessions. So there might be people that have already seen me if you've attended another info session or webinar with us involved. So then welcome back, I guess. Okay, so my goal today is to try and present the program, but I want to focus mostly on the applications. The applications are currently open, and they are open until January 12th because we have to go through the applications to assign scholarships, because we offer some scholarships, and I'll go into that a bit today. So I want to mostly focus on applications, the application timeline, eligibility requirement, and all that jazz. I'll try to talk about other topics as well, but if we don't have time, I'll have to skip on a couple things. So we'll see, because I want to give as much time for questions as possible. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so yeah, the EMILDAI program is a bit unique. We're co-funded by the European Union. We're part of the European Masters, the Erasmus Mundus organization. So our project is closely linked to the European Union and the EACA, which thankfully means we can give funding and scholarships to students, which are based on the funds we receive, and organize various events. So it makes this program really exciting. So I am based in Dublin City University, and this is where this webinar session is being organized by DCU. We are the coordinating university, which means we look after running the program. We also have partner university, research associate partners, and industry partners, which I've not listed on this PowerPoint. So our partner universities are universities where our students will spend some time during the masters. So students might spend time in either of these partners. So we have Avignon Université, which is located in the south of France, Universidad de León, which is located in the north of Spain, and then Università di Pisa, which is located in Pisa in Tuscany. We also have research associate partners. They're also located close to our partner universities. We have ADAPT here in Dublin, ISTI in Pisa, and Faculté de Droit Université Savoie-Mont-Blanc, which is in the Alps, so a couple hours away from Avignon. And in these research centers, we just partner and collaborate a lot for research and other exciting events. We also have, as I was saying, industry partners, which we collaborate for internships and work experience. But I'll see if I have time to go over that in a second. That's the structure of the program. We are a 2-year master. And everyone starts during their first year in Dublin City University, and they spend their first year there. It's what we call the foundation year. Because as you can see, we have people coming from 2 different streams. We have the law stream and the computing stream. So everyone spends the first year together, and the classes overlap a lot, whichever stream you're from. Let me explain the streams a bit more, because we'll go back. We need to understand those better for the entry requirements. So we have a law stream and a computing stream. Law stream is for any students, any candidates that comes from a law background, and the computing stream is for those coming from a computing or technological background. The classes are pretty much the same in the first year. In the second year, that's where it kind of differs. And you can see in our graph, it splits kind of the branches. So depending on the stream, you will be going to different places and your specialization might be slightly different. So we have first our data governance track and then our cybersecurity track. And we have those two tracks are in each stream. So if you go to Avignon, you will see you'll always be doing the data governance track. And if you always go to Lyon, you'll be doing the cybersecurity because these are their local specialty, let's say. For law students, you'll be spending the first semester of the second year in either Avignon or Lyon, and then you'll meet all the law stream students meet again in Pisa for the law and ethics of AI part of the course. For computing students, they spend the second year in one location, either Avignon or Lyon. When we go through the entry requirements, we'll discuss a bit more other entry requirements that are necessary for the program. And I think it's now we're talking about those entry requirements. So in order to be able for us to know which stream and track you belong to, we have some entry requirements which help us kind of decide which stream and track is the best for each candidate. So entry requirements, the first one, the most important one, is the relevant degree. So you need to have a degree that allows you to do the program and to do either the law or the computing stream. Sorry, I went ahead of myself. So this is a screenshot from our website. So we have all the information available there. So if you want to join the computing stream, you need to have, so what we say in the Irish system, a 2.2 undergraduate honors degree or equivalent qualification in any topic in relation to computing. So it can be computer science, computing, computer applications. We have a lot of software engineers, people with that kind of background. Your degree will be relevant and you will be eligible then to join the computing stream. Then for the law stream, it's the same principle, except this time we ask for slightly higher grade. We ask for a 2.1 undergraduate honors degree or equivalent, and it has to be in a law environment degree. So if you have political science with law, business with law, marketing with law, or if you have a law degree or you have a certification as a barrister, these kind of the certifications and degrees will make you eligible for the law stream. So that is the first part. So that's the relevant degree section and allows us to narrow down the stream. Then appropriate language level. So that kind of allows us to put you in the correct track because although each track also has a different specialization, our partner universities require proficiency in their local language. So if you want to go to Avignon in France, we need you to have proficiency in French because the classes will be in French. Same thing with Leon in Spain. We require proficiency in Spanish because the classes will be done in the local language, which is Spanish. For Pisa, it's a bit unique. They do the classes in English. So for those who are doing the law stream, you don't need French and Italian or Spanish and Italian. You just need French or Spanish for the tracks. And in Pisa, the classes are in English. So that brings us to our first point. First of all applicants need the required level of competency in English for their year in DCU and for those who are going to Pisa. In our website, we have the entire list in our FAQ of all the English certificates we accept and the minimum number of points we need. So if you want to refer to that, I don't think I have it there. It's a pretty long list. But one thing I like to tell candidates or applicants during webinars and info sessions is that we accept the Duolingo English test, which I know for a lot of candidates is really practical because you can take the test and you have the results 2 days later. So you don't have to, like the TOEFL or other exams where you have to sometimes wait a long time to have the exam and then wait even longer to have the results. So it's rather practical. I think we require 125 minimum. I'll have to double check, but it's on our FAQ. I can show you the FAQ at the end if you want to show you all the information that we have in there. Then for so that's for English. So what we need is a minimum of the C1 on the CFR. So the different results we have that we require are the equivalent of a C1 on the CFR scale. Now, for French, we also require a C1 on the CFR. However, when it comes to reviewing applications, we also look at applicants that have a B1 and a B2 because we provide language classes during the first year in DCU. So if your level is slightly below the required level, you can still be accepted on the premise that you will be improving your French during your time in DCU by taking classes. So this one we need a C1 by the time you get to Avignon, but it's not strict when it comes to applications. We're a bit flexible. So we need, again, proof of language proficiency if you're a non-native. And that could be language course. It could be if you spent some time in France, if you've done an exchange, you're abroad or anything, any proof that you have a high enough level of French is required. For Spanish, it's similar. However, for the Spanish, it's a required minimum of a B1 on the CEFR. Once again, we try to be as flexible as possible, and as long as the students can reach that B1, B2 by the time they arrive in Spain, we try to be rather flexible. Again, when it comes to documents, we don't need any particular certificate, just any certificate if you're a non-native. Or for Spanish, you could also write a letter in Spanish and tell us how you know Spanish. So yeah, any of those. Again, on the FAQ, we have the entire detailed list of different documents we need for different cases, if you're native, non-native, etc. So these are two main entry requirements: the relevant degree and the appropriate language level. And this allows us to put you in the correct stream and the correct track that suits your background. Okay, I was talking about funding, which is one of the reasons we are closing our applications a bit earlier. We're closing the first round of application in January 12th because we offer scholarships thanks to our connections with the European Union and the funding we receive from them. So thanks to them, we are able to offer 3 types of scholarships. We have the full scholarship and the 2 partial scholarships. So the full scholarship, as you can see here, is the biggest scholarship. So all fees are waived. So in this case, these are the fees for the 2 years for each, if you're an EU or non-EU student. So these fees are waived. Then you will also be receiving a monthly stipend of €1,400 per month over the course of the program, which is a total of 24 months, because you'll also be receiving the scholarship over the summer months. And you also will receive full health insurance. Then we have our second partial scholarship, which is also a bit bigger. All fees are also waived. And then you have no monthly stipend for this one, but you also have the full health insurance. And then we have our smallest scholarship, which is the students only pay for the fees in their first year and then don't pay for the fees in the second year. And then there's no monthly stipend, but the full insurance as well. So it's still a 50% discount, let's say, on fees for that partial scholarship. And then you have the no scholarships, which is no fee waivers. Sorry, I should have corrected that. So no fee waivers, no monthly stipend, but you still get the full health insurance. So that is something that is for all students we cover for your health insurance, which I know for those who are coming from far away can be very expensive and can be really hard to get. And for visa purposes, all students require full health insurance. So we provide that thanks to the funding we receive from the EU. We also have some special scholarships, which is a full scholarship, but specifically from students who come from the Western Balkans and more specifically Albania, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Kosovo, and Montenegro. So if you're from one of those countries, we have five full scholarships, especially for the Western Balkans. It's called an IPA scholarship, and it's offered by the EU as well. So that's something that's very interesting. So if you are from one of these countries, it's a separate one for you, but it's still very interesting. So yeah, everyone receives full health insurance, and we also provide assistance for anyone who requires to apply for a visa. So that is in the form of providing documents and the full health insurance. And the moment you're accepted, we help with those processes, which can be very, very long. Tuition fee and loans, I'm not going to go over that too much. It's all on our website. You have the exact fees for this year, which I think I wrote them wrong here. I think I did. Well, so see, you can check that on our website, sorry. Okay, selection process. Do I have? I thought I had the timeline slide before the selection process slide, but I guess it's in the wrong. I didn't change the order from my last info session. So I was saying the applications will be closing in January 12th, and then we have a pretty long process ahead of us with the results. We're hoping that all the students will receive their results in late March, if all goes well. So we have first an administrative review to check the eligibility requirements, so the degree and language, which I spent some time talking about. Then we have the academic review evaluation, which is the academic merit, professional experience, personal statement, and all that. So the way we distribute the scholarships is that we do it by a ranking. So after receiving all the applications, which is what we do during the academic review, we look at the entire profile of the student and we give points depending on each category. So there's points for academic merit, for your grades, for your level of proficiency in the various languages. We give points for professional experience, internship, attendance to conferences and events on the topic of law, data, and AI, and so on and so forth. And we also give a grade for the CV and the personal statement and its quality. We also give bonus points for the references and for the interview as well. So at the end, we get a score out of 100, and that ranking allows us to assign scholarships. So the higher you are in the ranking, the higher the chance of a bigger scholarship. And then it goes down, and then the ones at the bottom, unfortunately, will not be accepted. So we also have a 10% nationality cap and a 50% gender cap. That's required by the European Union, but that's over for the first 4 editions of the program. So this is the 4th edition that students are applying for. You don't have to worry about this really, because we've been respecting the balance really well without actually doing much work. So it just means we can't 10% nationality cap means that over the course of the 4 editions, less than 10% of the students can be from the same nationality. So we cannot have 11% of our students from Argentina, for example. It has to be 10% or less. And 50% gender cap, it's just a gender balance, I guess, but it's not just 50-50. It can be, 40 and 10 with, non-binary. And so it's flexible enough. But the idea is that we want a balance of gender, origin, and just background in general. So that's something we try to work towards. And then in the panel, deciding all of this, it's a member from each partner university. Yes, we have something on equality, diversity, and inclusion, which kind of goes into the 10% nationality cap, the 50% gender cap, and other topics on our website. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Key dates, yes, which I've mentioned many times, but it is here. This is the timeline. So our application opened on the 21st of October. So these are the applications for scholarship. If you're interested in a scholarship, you have to apply between the 21st of October and the 12th of January, which is when applications close. In February, we have our administrative review. March, we have our academic review and potential interviews. So I mentioned interviews very briefly a second ago. So we do conduct interviews with some of the candidates. We don't do the interviews with everyone. We either do the interviews for two reasons. If we have a doubt about your profile, something needs to be clarified. If something in your CV is not quite clear or in your personal statement, or we just want to, check your level of motivation or something like this. So that would be one of the reasons we might conduct the interview. The second one is to verify language proficiency. So for anyone that is a non-native speaker of French or Spanish, you will be required to do the interview. It's kind of a way to verify your level of communication skills. So the person doing the interview will be speaking to you in French or in Spanish. And it's kind of a way to see how comfortable you are speaking in those languages. So if you're non-native of French or Spanish, you will be doing the interview. And if you have any doubts about your profile, we will probably request an interview as well. So these are 10 minutes long. They're very short. It's just kind of for a member of our team to talk to you and get to know you better. Yeah, so I was saying late March, early April, results will be communicated to the students. Then the candidates will have 2 weeks to accept or reject the offer. And then we will have a second round of applications opening on the 10th of March till the 30th of May. And this is mostly for self-funded students. And if there are still some scholarships available, which can happen, generally the partial scholarships or the location-specific scholarships can still be available at that time. So we will then inform candidates of which scholarships are still available. And then on the 1st of September 2025, we will have everyone in DCU to start the EMILDAI Welcome Week and to start all the activities related to the program. So that's the timeline from now until September. Professional opportunities. So one thing I was talking about was industry partners. So the goal of the program is not just spend time learning about law, data, and AI, but also to have many opportunities for students to apply their knowledge and work on their professionalization skills. So we have a research blog, which is populated with a lot of articles written by students, staff, research assistants, etc. We also have a podcast, and we also do videos on our YouTube channel covering different topics, and it's very often student-led. We have an entire series on when the students went to the IGF forum in Kyoto, and all of our students did the presentations, and they're all live on our website, on our YouTube. So that's pretty cool. So this is like an opportunity if you're interested in public speaking and presenting and practicing your lecturing skills. That's something you can do. And the blog and the podcast is good for practicing, talking about your research and summarizing key points. We have events that are weekly with seminars organized by the university, but also by industry institution representatives. There's always something going on with us in the program, or if it's not organized by us, it's organized by our students who are also very active in organizing events between themselves. We have our annual summer school, which is generally around June. This year it's late June and will be in Universidad de León. So we go to a different partner university every year. So it's very exciting, and we all get together during that event. We actually will be populating information about it very soon, because even non-EMILDAI students and non-EMILDAI staff can join our summer school, which is very exciting. Work placements at the end of the first year, and we have a curricular internship in year 2 as well. So many opportunities to be in contact with industries and professionals in the field. Okay, and these are our main contact points. So we have our email address, info-emildai@dcu.ie, and we have our website, EMILDAI.eu, which has a lot of information, a lot more than what I'm presenting today. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet as much as possible. So if you are curious about some other topics, please have a look at our website. It's very rich in information. You could also ask to join our newsletter, which is monthly. And what else do we have? We have the news section, the events section. So anything that's happening is on the website. So I'm going to take questions here in a second, but we also have an information session for the EMILDAI program, which will be on December 10th at 2 p.m. That is going to be a much longer session. It's going to be an hour and a half. And it's going to be a great opportunity for applicants also to share between themselves tips and tricks and to discuss, anything related to applications in the program, even though I'm going to take questions here as well. And we have a little QR code. And then just before I'm going to take any questions, I'm going to show you the FAQ because I've mentioned it quite a lot. So I think it might be interesting for me to show. Okay, I'm just going to stop sharing and I'm going to share that part. Yes, you should be able to see our FAQ now. So that's on our website. So if you go on emildai.eu, then it's /admission/FAQ, but you can also, if you're on the website, if you go in the drop down, you have the FAQ here at the bottom. So as I was saying, it has a lot of questions that we receive really, really often, like do I need to have computer or law degree? Is there a language requirement? Which document can I provide to my English language competence? That's what I was talking about. So if you're a native speaker, that's fine. If you've completed your education through the medium of English in an English-speaking country, then there's something else here. And then if you're non-native, then we have the list here of all the certifications we accept and the minimum amount of points. Yeah, I wasn't far off. It was 120 for the minimum score for the Duolingo English language test. So here you have the entire list here for English, and we have the same for Spanish and French. So for French, native speaker, degree to the medium of French, or C1 CFR, and you need to submit a supplemental item on your application. And for Spanish, native speaker, degree to the medium of Spanish, and then supplemental item, language certification with the B1 level, or a letter in Spanish explaining how you know Spanish. Yeah. So there's more questions about how can I apply for a scholarship? Do I need a visa? If I've not graduated, can I be considered? What does 2.1 and 2.2 mean? Which I know for a lot of our international applicants can be a bit confusing. So we have the explanation there. Sorry. And then the reference letters and all that. So we have all that available on our website. So if you're interested in having a look, or if you're not sure if the certificates you have will be accepted, you can have a look on our FAQ. So hold on, let me put this back correctly. Okay, that looks better. So we have a longer session planned for the 10th of December, but if you want to have your question answered now, we also have time to do so. So thank you for your attention, and if there's any questions, now would be a great time to ask them. And I'm also going to drink some water while questions are being prepared. I don't know if there's any questions. If they're none, it's great. I'm delighted. It means it was clear enough. What I'm going to do, and if there's no questions, I'm going to show you some more things we have available on our website, just for anyone who's curious. So, so we're back on the website. So we have the detail of the program. So if you look into program, we have the different streams, and you can see the modules that are available for each stream. So let's scroll down. So you have year 1, year 2 track A, which is data governance, and year 2 track B. And then that's for PISA, for that's the second semester. So if you're curious about what the different modules are, what the credit is, we have some optional modules you can start thinking about if you're which module you'd like to take. Same here, you have some optional modules, and then so you have this for each semester and each year. So that's pretty good to see, have an idea of what it's going to look like. And you have the same for computing. So yeah, and computing in the first semester, they all take the same classes, and there will be the optional modules in semester 2. So classes are very similar. I think they just differ. I think computing has one more core module in semester 1, whereas law students have 2 core modules and 1 optional in the first semester. But overall, I think there's like a 70% overlap between the law and the computing stream in the first year, which is on purpose. It's that everyone kind of has the same foundations and is able to share, so that the law students can get some of the technical computing elements into, in the course, and vice versa. For those with the computing technological background can get some of that law expertise during the program. In the partners, we have everyone. We even have the list of staff in the photos if you want to have a look at the staff that's working full-time for the EMILDAI program. We have our industry partners here, which is a page that we're constantly updating every time we have a new industry partner. So some of them are Privacy and Access Council of Canada, Wikimedia Foundation, Adapt Center, IAPP, which a lot of our students have the certification as a privacy professional, which is really cool. The Zemkey Research Center, IDEC in Brazil. They're kind of they're in many places of the world. IAPP is in the USA, Zemkey is in Germany, IDEC is in Brazil, so Adapt is here in Ireland, and Wikimedia is in San Francisco in the US, and then PAC is in Canada. So we have a lot of partners from all over the world. We like having a very varied and very rich students and staff and partners from many different places. So it's always exciting. We have more information here about the missions I was talking about, the Equality, Diversity, Inclusion page. We have more on scholarships and fee waiver, tuition fees and loans. We even have the How to Apply page, which is very, very rich in information. It's a very long page, but it has everything from key dates, entry requirements before applying, application instructions, and selection process. So there's more details there, as well as to how to apply. Actually, I have some time, so maybe I'll go through those very quickly. So yeah, closes on January 12th. We have our key dates here, which are the same ones I've shared for round 1 and round 2. And Entry requirements, which I've showed. Yeah, just before applying, make sure you know your deadlines. If there's any questions or if you're not sure, today is a great opportunity. We have our info session as well for questions, but also you can email us with your profile or your query and, ask us, if I am like this, will I be eligible? And someone in the team can tell you yes or no. If you have support needs or specific needs, absolutely contact us if you're something you want to share. Don't forget, the copy of your diploma and academic transcript must be in English if it's not the case, so it will have to be translated. Yes, make sure you take your time to proofread your CV, personal statement, highlight your skills, anything that's important in your CV. And then, for the 2 references, we have more information below. We also have the step-by-step application guide, which was made by DCU, which is very, very good to kind of explain the process, because from a university to another, application platforms can be very complicated. So you have a very detailed guide here. And then we have more here. Don't forget to add your preference, your CV, your personal statement, kind of prompts to help you write it, and the selection process with the ranking information. So that's all in there. And as I was saying, if you go to our research section, we have our PhD network, our publications, our events, and the blog, which I was mentioning is a great way to for students to practice their research skills and publish on the blog. That's actually very popular. We get a lot of visits on it, so it's very exciting. Like all of the ones here are all students. We have Meme and Nawani, which are blog editors. So even students, they're the editors. They're the ones in charge of the blog. It's fully student run. So did a little editorial piece for December. Gabrielle is one of our current students, and Joseph is one of our alumni. He's just finished a program, so it's always exciting to have publications from students, and we also have friends and staff from different universities who also like to participate. And it covers very, very various topics in respect to law, data, AI, and the modern world. So if you're curious, you can have a look through our blog. And I think that's about it. We have our news section and our contacts. We have all the events. We have our info session there as well. There's the link is here as well to register. Thanks, Martin. Any questions? Just again, that's the email address, that's the website, and just let us know. There's always someone emailing back. So thank you.